بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Continuing with the tafsir of yesterday, today we start with Surah Taha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Taha mentions about Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, as we know that when he was a young boy, before the birth of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam actually, Fir'aun had a dream that he will be killed by someone. So he took this dream to one astrologer and he asked this astrologer that tell me about this dream. So he looked at the stars and he said there's going to be one person who's going to come from within your people and he's going to be the means of your death. Now Fir'aun being Fir'aun, he never wanted to die. He always wanted to live. He was one of those people who oppressed himself, and he said, Ana rabbukum al-a'la, na'udhu billah, that I am your Rabb, I am the most high. So he decided that they are now going to kill every single boy that will be born in Bani Israel. When they started killing every single boy that was born, then they came to Fir'aun and they said that if we start killing everyone, then there will be no one left as there's someone that we can take as slaves. After some time, there will be only old people left, only old men left, and there will be only women. So then Fir'aun said, all right, one year we're going to kill the boys, one year we are going to let them live. And Musa alayhi salam was born in the year that they were supposed to kill the boys. Now the mother of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, obviously she was fearful. So she made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, what am I supposed to do? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made ilham and wahi to her that place Hazrat Musa alayhi salam in a basket and let this basket run in the river. And it was against the nafs of the mother of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, but nevertheless she done this. And she told the sister of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that to follow the basket and see where it goes. And when she was following the basket, she realized that it came to the palace of Fir'aun. And the guards picked up this boy, and the wife of Fir'aun saw this. So then she decided, all right, we're going to take Hazrat Musa alayhi salam as a child. So now if the wife said something, Fir'aun naturally couldn't have any say from his side. So he decided, all right, no problem. If you wish that you want to keep him as a child, no problem. Now they were looking for someone who's going to breastfeed Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and give Hazrat Musa alayhi salam milk since he was a newborn baby. Allah made it such that the sister of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was there in the palace. And then she noticed that Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was not drinking milk from any of these women. So she said, I know of one lady that this boy might drink milk from. So Fir'aun said, all right, go bring this lady. And she brought her own mother. And Hazrat Musa alayhi salam drank milk from his own mother. But anyways, further on, once Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he grew up in the palace of Fir'aun, having the good foods of the time, all the strong foods, your dry fruits and so on, having meat. Now Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he became young, he was very big, he was very strong. One day he came out amongst his people. He saw there were two people fighting. One was from the people of Fir'aun, one was from the people of Bani Israel. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he got there, he went in between the argument and he said, what's wrong? Why you people are fighting? So this person, he started going against Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he had a short temper. He lost his mind and he gave him one punch. And in that one punch, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took this person's life. In one punch, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam killed this person. Now when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam killed this Qibti, he started looking around and people started saying, oh, now it's done for Musa. Once Fir'aun must come to know that this person here, whom the wife of Fir'aun took as a child, and it was against the will of Fir'aun, he was always looking for a chance to get to Musa. Today he is going to get Musa. So someone came to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and he said that I think you must now rather run away. Because if you stay here, definitely Fir'aun is going to then kill you. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he ran for his life, and from Egypt he went all the way till Jordan. When he got to Jordan and he got to the town called Madian, he was resting under a tree, and he was disheveled. He had no shoes on, and he sat under the tree, tired. He was eating leaves of the tree for certain days. And Hazrat Musa alayhi salam sat down and he said, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khayrin faqir. Oh Allah, whatever form of good you have here, Ya Allah, just throw it towards me. And at that moment he saw that there were two wells, and from one well there were a lot of men taking water. And then there were two women standing on the other side. So he looked at those two women and he said, what is your situation? Why are you not going to take water? So they said, our father is an old person and we have to wait in line till all the men get done so that we can take water from this well, because the bucket of that well is too hard to take up. So Musa alayhi salam goes to the other well and he pulls out the bucket and he gives them the water, not to show off, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given him so much of power. So when they saw this, and they got to their house, and their father was Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam. So Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam said, Subhanallah, you came early today. What happened? So they said, no, there was one person there, he was looking disheveled, he looked like he came from very far, and he decided to help us. And he never take no money from us. He never looked at us, he never take no money from us. This man was something ajib, like we never had seen a man like this before. So the father said, all right, maybe go call this person. Then maybe we can look after this person. We can give him a good return for what he has done for us. So the two daughters of Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam, they come. One of the daughters, her name was Safura. So she comes to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and she says, our father is asking for you if you wish to come there by the house. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam says, all right, what I will do is I'm going to walk in front, you will walk behind me, keep some stones in your hand, and whichever direction you wish for me to walk in, you throw a stone in that direction and I will walk in that direction. When he came to Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam, Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam said that I will provide you housing, I will give you a job, and I will let you marry one of my daughters on a condition that you work for me for 8 years. And if you decide to make it 10, that is up to you. Now, the ulama say because of one dua of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. The person who reads this dua frequently, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant this person a spouse, Allah will grant this person a housing, and Allah will grant him some sort of work or job. So this is the miracle of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. And then after 10 years, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam worked for Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam. He decided one day that he's now going to travel from one place to the other place. And when he was traveling at night, his wife Safura was expecting, she was pregnant also. And they lost their way in the middle of the night. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam looked around and it looked like there was fire from one place. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam tells his wife Safura that, wait here, why don't I go here and maybe I can get some fire, or I can get someone to tell us our way, which way to go. When Hazrat Musa alayhi salam decides to go there, and he says, فَلَمَّا أَتَاهَا نُودِيَ يَا Musa. When he got to the place, we said to Musa, إِنِّي أَنَا رَبُّكَ. Oh Musa, I am your Rabb. فَخْلَعْنَا عَلَيْكَ. Remove your shoes. إِنَّكَ بِالْوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوَى. You have now entered the sacred land. وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. And I have chosen you to be the Nabi. فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. So listen to the wahi. إِنَّنِي أَنَا اللَّهِ. I am your Rabb, who's Allah. لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا. There's no Rabb besides me. أَنَا فَعَبُدْنِي. There's no Rabb besides me. فَعَبُدْنِي. So pray unto me, worship me. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. And establish salah for my remembrance. إِنَّ سَاعَةَ آتِيَةٌ أَكَادُ أُخْفِيهَا لِتُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا تَسْعَىٰ. The day of Qiyamah is going to come when every soul will be giving answers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for how they live their life. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, and he gave him wahi, that now you are going to go back to Firaun and go give da'wah to Firaun. Firaun is becoming a very circus person. He's becoming a disobedient, he's a very disobedient person. So Musa alayhi salam says that, Ya Allah, how can I go back to Firaun? And I've killed one of their people and I'm worried that they are going to kill me in lieu of him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, you go. You don't worry about this. So now Musa alayhi salam says that, oh Allah, I got a stuttering problem in my mouth. If you can do me a favor and make my brother Harun a Nabi, so that he can also be on my side, give da'wah to Firaun, and hopefully the Firaun can listen to the two of us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes Hazrat Harun alayhi salam a Nabi also. The ulama mentioned that this is the biggest favor that any brother can do for his brother. Further on, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he commands them, now they must go to Firaun and speak to Firaun in a very فَقُولَ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. Speak to him in a very lenient manner. لَعَلَّهُ يَتَذَكَّرُ أَوْ يَخْشَى. So that he may take heed or he may start fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قَالَ رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا نَخَافُ أَن يَفْرُطَ عَلَيْنَا أَوْ أَن يَطْغَى. They said, oh our Rabb, we fear that they are going to overcome us and they are going to oppress us. قَالَ لَا تَخَافَا إِنَّنِي مَعَكُمَا أَسْمَعُ وَأَرَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not fear. I am with you, I listen and I see. Then they got to Firaun and they started giving Firaun da'wat. And they started telling us, so Firaun said, who's Allah? Who's your Rabb? So then Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, then he started to now describe my Allah. That my Allah is the one, when I am hungry, He feeds me. When I get sick, He looks after me. Any need that I have, I turn to my Allah and He looks after my need. So he says, okay, if you think that your Rabb is so much, what I will do is I'm going to get people that are going to then come and challenge you in magician, and if you surpass them, then I will believe in whatever you say. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam says, all right, no problem. Now Firaun, he tells his people that I want the best of magicians from around. And they get there 70,000 different magicians. Now when all these magicians are there in front of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, so Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, they ask Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that, oh Musa, should we throw or should you throw? So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam says, you should throw. So they look at Firaun and they say, oh Firaun, what are we going to get if we win? So Firaun says that if you win, I will make you from amongst the most closest people towards me. And you will see, I will treat you in the best of manners. Then they say, بِعِزَّةِ فِرْعَوْنَ إِنَّا لَنَحْنُ غَالِبُونَ. That today on the qasam of Firaun, on the qasam of the izzat of Firaun, that we will become victorious. So they start throwing their things and something turns into one another and the other thing turns into another. Now Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is looking at all of this and he's now worried and he's now saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, how am I going to compete against all of this? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had already given Hazrat Musa alayhi salam a training. So there was a time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that, oh Musa, what is in your right hand? So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam said that this is my stick. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, alright, what do you use your stick for? He says, I use it for for lots of benefits. So he says, I look after my sheep and I remove leaves from the tree for them. Sometimes when I'm tired, I put this stick against the wall and I rest against my stick. Now he's telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the benefits of the stick. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, alright, throw the stick. So Musa alayhi salam throws the stick. Now the stick turns into a serpent. And it looks at Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he's seeing that the stick turned into a serpent. He runs the other way. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that don't run. Go grab it by its mouth. Now, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the benefits that he has of the stick. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala naturally turned it into something which is naturally harmful, a snake. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now commanding Hazrat Musa alayhi salam to grab it by its mouth, which is the most harmful part of the snake. When he grabs it by the mouth, then it turns back into a stick. Now this was the training Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Then he told Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that, oh Musa, put your hand in your armpit. If a person puts his hand in his armpit and he takes it out, what is going to happen? Maybe this person will smell and he says, Allah Akbar, this stinks. But for Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, it became a miracle. Every time he put his hand in his armpit and he removed it, it became a torch that he used to illuminate things around him. So these were the traits Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Now when these magicians, when they threw everything, so Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he looks at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and says, Ya Allah, how am I going to compete? And Allah commands Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, just throw your stick. And when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he throws his stick, it turns into a snake and it eats up everything what these magicians throw. Now when these magicians, they looked at this and they said that we know what we are doing. We are the elite of magic. We know this thing in and out. If this person can come and do something extraordinary, more than what any of us can even imagine, that this means that this person is not a magician. This person has something that divine, he has some extreme divine power. So this person has to be on the right path. So they all 70,000 of them, they went down into sajda and they said, Rabbi Musa wa Harun, we bring iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's the Rabb of Musa and Harun. So Firaun gets angry at this and he says, oh, قال آمنتم له قبل أن آذن لكم, are you going to bring iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before I give you permission to bring iman in Allah? إنه لكبيركم الذي علمكم السحر. I know this is just a play. I know Musa is your elder, he taught you all of you magic. فلأقطعن أيديكم وأرجلكم من خلاف ولأصلبنكم في جذوع النخل. I'm going to cut your right hand and your left leg and then I'm going to give you. Now cutting someone's right hand and left leg was a sign of extreme disgrace, that I disgraced this person and then I still hung him on the tree to show that this was extreme disgrace. So their iman was now so strong in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قالوا لا ضير. They said, no problem, do whatever as you wish. إِنَّا إِلَىٰ رَبِّنَا مُنْقَلِبٌ. If you are going to give us death, we are going to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you let us live, we are still going to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's no killing a believer. You only make a believer stronger in his iman. Now, as Musa alayhi salam and as Harun alayhi salam, for a certain time they started giving Firaun dawah. But there was no, it wasn't having an effect on Firaun. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then commanded Hazrat Musa alayhi salam to take Bani Israel in the dead of the night and then take them away. Now and Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when they all made a plan that a certain night is going to come and we are going to take Bani Israel and we are going to run away and we are going to go to a faraway land. Now when they started running, people of Qibti, the people of Firaun, they started noticing that oh, Bani Israel is running and Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is the one who's leading them. So Firaun gets ready with his army and they start chasing the army of They start chasing Bani Israel until a time comes when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is in front of him there's a sea, and behind him there's an army of Pharaoh. And now people look at Musa, oh Musa, we were so right, at least we were slaves but we were living. Now because of you we are all going to die today. How are we going to cross this? So Allah, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam says, Inna ma'ya Rabbi sayahdeen. Allah is with me and He's going to guide me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands Hazrat Musa alayhi salam to throw his stick into the ocean, into the sea. When he throws his stick into the sea, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes 12 ways for the 12 tribes of Bani Israel to go across. These 12 tribes came from the 12 children of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. Bani Israel, Israel was the nickname of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. So Bani Israel, children of Israel. So 12 children of Bani Israel, 12 tribes, and all 12 of them, as they were crossing, as the last person of Bani Israel left, and the last person of Pharaoh entered into the sea, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the sea to come back to normal, and all of them then were drowned. Now Pharaoh, when he got up and he's trying to breathe his last, and in that one breath he sees Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, and he brings iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in 3 times in one breath. He says, I bring iman in the Rabb of Musa alayhi salam 3 times in one breath. So as Jibreel alayhi salam, he takes sin and he shoves it into the mouth of Pharaoh, that it mustn't be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must have mercy on this person for now, and then this person is going to come and is still going to cause chaos. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the story of Samiri and how he deceived the people of Bani Israel. So now when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved them from the adab of Pharaoh, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded that, oh Musa, now you're going to take them to so and so land. Now when they were crossing all the different localities on their way, they came across one locality and they saw that these people are worshipping idols. So they said to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam that, oh Musa, how nice it would have been if Allah had such an idol also, so we could at least see Allah, we could look at the idol and we could pray unto Allah. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam says, A'udhu billah, you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be as an idol? So that you can worship an idol? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just saved you from such a adab. You still want to do something like this? So they said, no, Musa, no, we're just asking, we're just hoping that maybe if it was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could grant us something. Further on, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they started carrying on. And then there was a place where they were supposed to enter. So now when they came at the doorstep of that place, they saw that inna fiha qawman jabbarin, that there are giants in that land. Although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded Bani Israel that enter into the land and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will chase those giants away. The commandment was enter into the land and the giants will run away. They will look at you and they will run away. So Bani Israel said, no, how the giants are going to run away? They're not going to run away. Those people are giants. We are nothing against them. We are slaves that came from, that were in the slavery of Pharaoh for years and years. So how we are going to fight against these people? So as Musa alayhi salam tells him that this is the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, follow the commandment. He said, we're not following the commandment. You follow the commandment. You and your Rabb can go and fight the giants. Na'udhu billah. This was the statement of Bani Israel. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then commanded that now you're going to stay in this place. You're not going to enter that land. You're going to stay in this place for 40 years. And you're not going to come out of this place. Now for 40 years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one is the punishment was that they're going to stay in that land. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the other hand, He still had mercy on them. And He gave them food, which was in a form of a bird. That the birds used to come close to them. They used to grab the bird like this with their hands. And then they could cook the bird and they could eat. And this is from the top tier meats. That the ulama mentioned, this bird here, batir, is from the top tier meats that a person can have. Now this was something as meat. Now something as dessert, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them honeydew that used to automatically grow on the trees. So they used to grab the honeydew and they used to have it as dessert. Now they came to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and they said, oh Musa, I understand, we understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking after us and He's giving us meat and He's giving us dessert. But how nice it would have been if we could be doing our own farming and we could plant potatoes and we could have our onions and so on. How nice it would have been that we would have some lentils and that for meals. And how Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is telling his people that you people haven't changed one damn bit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking after you because of your punishment, because you never listened to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're now staying in this land. And now when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still looking after you, now you're saying you want to do all the hard labor and all the hard work so you can have whatever you feel like. Then no problem, I will make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he makes dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes them out of that land. Now when they come out of the land, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then decides it's time for Hazrat Musa alayhi salam to come to Mount Tur and to get Tawrat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give us Musa alayhi salam the book. Now when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he goes onto the Mount Tur, the commandment was that he's going to go there for 30 days. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after his 30 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it that he's going to stay an extra 10 days. Now when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam comes back, he sees that these people now they are worshipping a calf, a baby cow made of gold. So when he sees this, immediately first he goes to his brother Harun. And he grabs his brother Harun from his hair and his beard. And he says, "Oh Harun, I left you in charge of these people. You never look after them. You didn't tell them that they are doing nashukri to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are worshipping something other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." So Harun alayhi salam says, قال يا هارون ما منعك إذ رأيتم ضلوا ألا تتبعن في عصية أمري قال يا ابن أمة O son of my mother لا تأخذ بلحيتي ولا برأسي. Do not catch me by my beard and by my hair. إني خشيت, I feared أن تقول فرقت بين بني إسرائيل ولم ترقب قولي. I tried to tell them but they weren't listening to me. If I had to be too hard on them, then there would be tafriq in Bani Israel. Then you would have came back to me and you would have said, "Oh Harun, you caused this tafriq." So I never wanted to cause this tafriq. I knew Allah's commandment is going to come. And I knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make a way out. So when he looked at the calf and he said, "Who made this calf of gold? Whose doing was this? Who came up with this idea?" So they pointed out to this person called Samiri. Now Samiri was, his actual name also was Musa. And Samiri, when he grew up, it was as a Jibreel alayhi salam who gave Samiri milk from one wing of his and honey from the other wing. This is how Samiri grew up. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam grew up in the palace of Pharaoh, and Samiri came up through the nourishment of Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam. So Samiri said that when we were walking after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had drowned Pharaoh and his army, when we were walking, I saw Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam, and many of the times Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam used to be together with Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. So he said, I saw Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam when he was mounted on that horse, and he was walking wherever that horse landed, as if that land came to life, and like some grass or some plant came out of there. So I understood that this thing here is divine. So I took some of that sand and I saved it. And then when I came here and I saw that there was no one around, I was bored. So I decided, and I'm going to tell Bani Israel that bring me all your gold. Remember how we saw that idol? I'm going to make you an idol, and that idol is going to speak to you. I knew what I was doing. So Samiri said that I told all of them to give me their gold, and I made it into a giant calf. And I took that sand that I had saved from the athar of Jibreel alayhi salam, and I put it into the mouth of this calf, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave life to this calf. And now it started walking and it started making sounds. When Bani Israel saw, they understood. I told them that this is your Rabb. And Musa alayhi salam went on Mount Tur to look at our Rabb. This is your Rabb. This is the Rabb of Musa and Harun also. Pray unto this Rabb. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he gets angry. And he gives Samiri such a badwa. And he said that now from today, anything that you touch is going to die. So Samiri was then exiled from the people. And everything that Samiri came across, anything that he touched, it died immediately. And Samiri led such a life, and he died in such a manner. Now the ulama mentioned that if a person asks for ayat, and he asks for signs, and he goes against the signs, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants him all the signs, and then too this person doesn't look after these signs, and then too this person doesn't believe iman, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows them such a adab. This was the doing of Samiri. And he said, كَذَلِكَ سَوَّلَتْ لِي نَفْسِي. I felt like doing it. I was bored. My soul wanted something. I was bored of living a normal life. I wanted to do something. How many times we say, كَذَلِكَ سَوَّلَتْ لِي نَفْسِي. I just felt like doing it. I just felt like going out. I just felt like watching a movie. I just felt like listening to songs. After a person now, when he's being given hidayah, that's why the dua is that, oh Allah, don't deceive us, don't make us go astray after you've given us hidayah. And look after us, Ya Allah. So a person, if he gets all the hidayah and he has all the signs, then he must turn on to those signs and not become sarkash to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Amin. Subhanallah bihamdik. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salam.